Good morning. Welcome. Welcome back. How we doing? Alrighty. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Morning, guys. Just setting some alerts here real quick. Got a stock I'm watching. All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome back. Looks like more uncertainty overnight, so very happy with my decisions to scalp. We got some China news overnight, giving us this little downside overnight around midnight. Basically, middle of the night, straight down, right into that demand around 21,260, and then pop over 21,350. So we are holding that level, but again, just volatility overnight and a lot of headline risk associated. So I think, again, sort of reiterating the reasons to de-risk, the reasons to take profits, and I think I'm going to continue to do that until we get a little bit more consistency and some of this headline risk is out of the way. So hopefully you guys had a good day yesterday. Some nice, perfect levels on the ES yesterday. Absolutely perfect. 59.50, SPY 590. We had those levels marked out yesterday as those do not short into a hole levels, and we saw the perfect bounce off those levels yesterday, creating that nice little long, and that was really about it. Besides that, I really didn't see there to me much opportunity. So really nice long yesterday off the 59.50, off the 590. Again, those levels coming straight from this live stream. If you guys pay attention when you come here, I think it should be helping you. So that was nice yesterday. Let's go ahead and get started. Press that like button if you guys could. Subscribe to the channel. We're getting there, man. We're getting there. We are getting there. We're almost there. What are we at? 97,474. We need about 2,500 people, man. 2,500. And we'll get there. Probably, hopefully over the next few weeks or next few months. And we'll get that plaque. Put it right up there. I'm going to show you guys a little sneak peek here. Hold on. A little sneak peek here. Just a little sneak peek. Hold on. Oh, yeah, this thing's sick. I love this thing. Little sneak peek on its way. Press that like button. Let me see if I want to show that picture. Let me download this one too. Yeah. Take a look at this thing on its way. Look at that boy right there. Boom, baby. That's a full metal sign. That thing is a beast. Going right back there. We're going to redo that whole back wall. Just going to be that. Maybe with some wood behind it. Really nice. Not cheap. Not cheap. But worth it. Business expense. It's like 3D, so it's pushed off the back. It's got the lights. Pretty cool. All right. So, Let's make it a good day. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, put it on the front of the house. I should put it at the front. I should put it over my garage. That's funny. That's exactly where I should put it. Right in the garage. Right over the garage. Make it an office building. All right. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Here we go. So today, Tuesday, JOLTS, job openings, 10 o'clock. Let's see. Right? Let's see if we can... Let's see what happens there at 10 o'clock today. It's 30 minutes after open. This plays perfectly into my, desire to be patient today, right? Yesterday, I don't think I took a trade until that. When did we get that push? It was around 10 o'clock, I think. So, again, I probably won't look for anything, before this today. First 30 minutes, nice and relaxed. Let the market trade. Look for any type of signs of any type of opportunities, but, hold off until this data comes out. Very nice, right? That's what I plan to do today. That's what I'm going to continue to plan to do. Let that first 30 minutes go by. Let the craziness go by. Let's let that JOLTS come out, and then let's see what happens off that. Tonight looks like Trump is, where is he? What's he speaking about? Why won't that let me, this one. All right, it's just a normal sort of speech. Oh, press conference about Israel-Hamas conflict at White House. Okay. All right, so another speech from Trump tonight around 5 o'clock after the market closes. Not much we can really do about that. Tomorrow, ADP non-farm employment change, ISM services, 10 o'clock. Thursday, our normal unemployment claims on Thursday. And then Friday, our pretty normal average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, unemployment rate. So pretty normal stuff. Just let's understand that it's there. JOLTS today, 10 o'clock. Let's make sure we're aware of that. Okay. Next, we have the earnings calendar, which we do have some big boys today. So let's go ahead and pop that up. Holy shit. PTIR, that 2X is up. Fuck. This is up 42% today. Holy crap. Yeah, I mean, I know Palantir's up a lot. I forgot that there was this 2X Palantir. Holy hell. 150 to 230. That's almost doubled. Damn. Yeah, congrats to the Palantir boys, by the way. Congrats to the Palantir boys. I got myself some shares here. You guys saw it on my X last night. I have shares around 28, and I thought this was late, man. When I bought these at 28, I was like, oh, man, I'm just chasing this thing. Little did I know. Right, I bought back here. After that, I don't know if you got, who remembers, right? Who remembers this? We talked about, every day we would get is Palantir good? And I'd say over 30 is good, right? Over 30 every day. You'd say, Desi, what about Palantir? And every single day I'd say over 30, we're good. Over 30, we're good. I would just say that every single day. Who remembers that? Man, that's when I bought it. When it got over that 30 spot. I bought it around 28 into that 30. Holy. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, I mean, that's life-changing to probably a lot of people. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of retail that's sort of down at these teens, down in these single digits. Sick. All right, let's get into the earnings calendar real quick. Pull that up. 1 second. All righty, here we go. So, earnings. Today, PayPal, I think it's slightly lower. Spotify, probably just an absolute monster of a stock. I don't know why I don't own this stock, to be honest. I use it every day. I use it nonstop every day. I use it just out. It's probably my largest used app on my phone on a daily basis. I don't know why I don't own it. Sort of upsetting, to be honest. But what a stock. Spotify, straight up, sick stock. PayPal, down. Didn't check PepsiCo, didn't check Pfizer, didn't check Merck. We'll see what those do. AMD tonight, Google tonight, Snapchat tonight, Chipotle tonight, M-Phase, EA, all tonight. Uber tomorrow morning, Walt Disney, Qualcomm, big. This is a big day for the semis tomorrow. Qualcomm and ARM, big day for the semis tomorrow. Eli Lilly, Roblox, Peloton, Amazon, big there on Thursday. So we got some decent earnings coming out tonight. AMD and Alphabet, those are some big boys. Shout out Fern, man. Fern in our Discord has been yelling and screaming about Palantir for a long time. He has 20,000 shares. 20,000 shares last night is a net gain of around $340,000 on earnings on shares. Shout out Fern, man. Love it. All right, let's get started. Nasdaq futures, here we go. So yesterday, we talked about this 21 right here. We talked about this 21,150 spot right there. Right? We talked about that on the live stream. We said, hey, if we can hold above this level, we have to be careful of the hold and the upside, right? We have to be careful of this previous high turning into a low, the 100 SMA turning into a low, and the push coming in. That is exactly what happened yesterday. That 100 SMA, that 21,150 zone, creating that buy, right? And the upside coming in based off of the Mexico tariff news. So, on top of the technicals, what we talked about yesterday in the live stream, it happened to the T, right? We talked about how the tariffs are a negotiating tactic, and the goal is to get a deal done. And if that deal does get done, there will be upside on this market. That is basically exactly what happened yesterday. So you walk into the market yesterday, you're waiting for Trump to see, waiting for that news from Trump. Mexico agrees to send soldiers out to the border. Bam, straight up. And that was really it, right? From that point, from that demand low, we go straight up. The level that's holding today, which is really interesting, is right around this 21,350. So let me go ahead and go out to the 30-minute chart. I'm going to show you where this 21,350 sort of stems from. Right here, you guys can see. I had it at 21.4, but I did some adjusting here. 21,350 right here. Rejection, 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 right? Turning into a general hold right here. And look at this right here. Look at that hold right there. So this is your spot today. You need to hold above. You don't need to hold exactly above 350. I think you need to hold above this low at 260, right? I think that's key. But I think this entire zone is where you really want to see the buyer step up, right? This is sort of that demand zone, the liquidity zone that you want to see the buyer step up in, right? If we get down, pick up some liquidity in here, that's good, right? Drops into this zone in liquidity, good, right? That's really what you want to see. So anywhere between the 260 and 350 today is where you want to see the buyer step. All right, that's where you want to see the pushing back higher, right? Back at these previous highs, back at this consolidation, back above these highs here, and then holding above, these general lows here. Anywhere in this zone, good for those buyers to step up. We can see that's pretty much what happened in the overnight session. If we go to the 15-minute chart, we got the drop, and we got the buyers to step up right at these previous highs. So previous highs, 21,260 right there, right? Turning into a very strong low right there. That's good, right? That's very good. So that's a good hold. That's a good demand. We can see right there, buyers did step up in the overnight session. So today, we're going to want to see that continue, right? We're going to want to see that 260, that 350, hold that push higher, right? And have, the buyer step in. Now, if we break under this 260 today, we're going to see a downside move back into this low from yesterday, right? If we break below this overnight low, if we break below these highs from yesterday, we're going to see that downside come in towards 21,150 again, and that's going to be something we're going to have to be careful of and watch what happens there. What happened yesterday, right? At the core of it, right? What happened yesterday? It was just a gap fill reversal. That was it. Well, we don't know reversal yet. So far, reversal, right? This is your reversal. We'll have to see if it's a continuation of a reversal, but so far it's just a gap fill, right? You gap filled. That's all you did, right? Very easy, very clear, very, to be expected. Nothing crazy happened yesterday. All you did was gap down and you held the major demand lows and you gap filled, right? That's it. That's, job done. And nothing's crazy going on, right? So that's good. I like that we saw that. That was the explainable move. That was the the expected move is, I think, what the right word to say, right? That's the expected move, the gap fill, and you can see that that's exactly where we came into, and that's exactly where we rejected. So that's good. Now, today, if you want to see any type of continuation, you're going to need to get over this 21,560, right? We're going to need to get over this 21,560, and that is going to be a must, right? That is the gap right here. That is the rejection from yesterday, and that is going to be the level today to get above. If we do not, right, then we could look for that fade again. You could look for the fade here again today. Be on the lookout for some selling to take place here, right? If you're looking for that pop and fade, this would be the level today, guys, right? 21,560, 50 SMA. That would be the level to look for the pop and fade this morning. Okay, so this morning, if we open the markets and we go straight up into 560, that is not a long, right? There's no long there if we're just squeezing into this supply high again. That's the bull trap, right? This morning, bell rings straight up into this level. That's the bull trap, guys, right? Bull trap into supply, back down. You don't want that, okay? So what you'd prefer today is probably some type of pullback towards that 350. If you want to look for upside, of course, pull back into that 260 zone, right? And see if those buyers step up again down at those lower levels for that long back to the upside. That's what you want to see, right? If you're looking to short today on some, weak upside, then you're looking for sort of that low volume upside right into supply, and you're looking to see if the buyers fail here, and then you're looking to short it back into 350, back into 260, okay? So that's what we're looking for. Let's see what happens today. If we get over that 560 spot, I'd be sort of shocked, to be honest. If we do, we're going to probably push into 700. If we do get over that 560 today, I'd say we go to 700. So 560, 700, pull back long around that 350 or 260, and that's something I would be paying attention to today. Very clean levels here on the Nasdaq futures. We're just going to have to understand, guys, that this is going to be a tough spot, right? Because this is sort of your gap fill. And really, in the most bearish read here is that this is just a bear flag, back into the gap fill, and we're just bear flagging, and we are going to fail, right? That's the most bearish read. And you know what, man? That is possible, right? You need to understand that that's a possibility. So be aware of this 560. Be aware of this 560. This can fail today. It likely will see problems today, so just be cautious of that. QQQ, that looks to be around the 523 spot. That's right around here, 523, 523, and 523. If we do get back into that spot, please be careful of those rejections today. Right, that's definitely clear. 517 looks to be that low. Between 517 and 514 is that liquidity zone that you want to see the buyer step up in, right? You want to see the buyer step up anywhere between 514, 517. We can see in the overnight session we got that drop through it, pop right back above, stepped up at these previous highs, perfect hold at that 514. So 514 to 517, that's really where you want to see the buyer step up. I would not short in this zone. I would short under 514 today. That would be really a clean short. If we do see a fail back under 514, back under these lows, back under these highs, I think you can very easily look for a 3-point short back down to 511. What a 511 hold again on the Qs, man. I don't know if you guys remember 511 back here from that deep seek drop. 511 was the just sexy hold on that Monday. Let's go back to that Monday. I remember it because I remember just the reactions we had in the group. Just sort of just remembered, what happened there. But 511 on this Monday was just really, really nice. If you guys remember this move from that Monday post deep seek, 511, bam, right? And then let's go to yesterday. Yesterday, 511, bam, right? So 511 is just a monster, okay? We have to know that. 511's a monster. We knew that coming into yesterday. If you came to the live stream, you had the level, right? That's all. You come to the free live stream. If you wake up with me and you take the time to prepare, then you knew 511 was there, and you knew that was the level we were watching, and that was an absolute sexual long right yesterday off 511. So that's the first thing we note. That was sick, okay? So that's that. 511. We know that's there. We know there's buyers there. Above that, right, the 514, the 517, we'll watch that zone. And then we're going to have to get over 523. If we don't get over 523, we are at risk of that rejection, and we are at risk of some downside coming in, right? So if we reject 523, we come back to 517, we come back to 514, we come back to 511. We'll have to watch to see what levels come in. But that's that. Over 523, I think you will see a sort of squeeze-like move on the Qs if you do get over that 523. ES 5950, spot on yesterday. Spot fucking on. Sorry. Hide the kids. Get the kids out. I know you're driving them to school right now. Get them out. 5950. 5950. Really, really nice yesterday. That was our level yesterday coming into the pre-market live stream. We said if we break under 5950, we're going to go to that gap fill to 5900. We did not. We held it. We moved lower into it, and we smacked it, right? And it just so happens, once again, here's my conspiracy for you. It just so happens that economic data comes out literally at the exact level. I mean, it could not have been closer. Economic data comes out right at 5950. That is not a coincidence. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. That is not a coincidence. I don't know how it works. Someone tell me. I would love to know the inner workings of this, but there is absolutely no way that we slide lower on this shit downside low volume move right into the perfect demand low, and that's when data gets released, right? That's not a coincidence. So very interesting that happens. They watch it. They know. I mean, it's known, right? These are known things. It's not that just happens. So yeah, 5950, very nice push, and straight up off that news. Now let's go ahead and zoom out. Take a look at what we're watching here today. It looks like to me anywhere between the 5985 and 6,000 level is where you want to see. If this thing would zoom in, hold on. TUS sometimes doesn't like to zoom in. Okay, there we go. Anywhere between 5985 and 6,000, right? Anywhere in here is where you want to see the holds come in, right? And that 100 SMA right there, okay? So 100 SMA, between the 100 SMA and 6,000, it's about a 15-point range on the ES. This is where you want to see the demand come in. You've already seen that demand step in today, right? You've seen the overnight drop, big buyers right here, big buyers again. So we're definitely seeing that demand zone step up, right, guys? And this is why people call it zones, okay? This is a really good example of a zone, right? It's not just exactly, it doesn't have to be exactly 6,000. It doesn't have to be exactly 5985, okay? It's going to be just a general area in here to see if the buyers step up, right? These two lows did not match up. They're just, here's a low, here's a low. It's within this zone, right? So you need to understand as you trade into this zone, you could start to see the buying step up. It's the same thing to the upside. We had this zone yesterday on the upside, right? And if you go, for example, we can see what this looked like. I'll go ahead and show you some of the Discord messages from yesterday, right? Desi updates right here, right? This was an update that we did yesterday. So intraday yesterday, I post this update. This is, sort of what I do for the group. I post this update yesterday. Let me go ahead and move this over here. All right, here's your update from the group. And we say, hey, right, we're starting to trade into that zone, right? We're starting to trade up into that 60-40, 60-60. This is red alert, right? This is, hey, this is up into our supply zone. This is where sellers could start to take over price. And you can see that is the exact high that this market, that happened on this market. So you got to understand these zones, where the sellers can stack up, where the buyers can stack up. Obviously, I do that here on the live stream, but then, give you the real-time updates within the group. So really nice there. 60-40 to 60-60, going to be a difficult time up there for sure. So be careful up here, guys, as we sort of squeeze higher into the pre-market. You have to be careful here at open as we push higher into this level. We could just see that morning push and then fail right into this zone again. 60-40, 60-60. Be careful in here. We have to get over that 60, 65, right? We got to get over that gap fill this high. We're going to have to see a hold above this for any type of upside to come in. If we reject here today, I would say you're going to move lower back into the 6,000, back in the 5985 and the 100 SMA. If you break that 100 SMA today, I think a very clean short into the 5950. And if we're moving lower into 5950 today, then that's probably a very aggressive downside move, and there is probably a chance that we get the gap fill, right? So I would pay attention to that as well. Don't forget about that. SPY. Okay. Yesterday, what was our level? What was our level? 590, right? That was our level. 590. Below that, we had the gap fill to 585. That was our known gap. Yesterday, we drop. We go to 590, and bam. Beautiful. 590. That's that. Awesome. So we pop off that 590. We get back above 596, which was our key spot. And it looks to me like the major zone that needs to hold today is between 594 and 596. I'm actually just going to go ahead and make this a whole zone today. 594 to 596. You guys can see right there. All right. Anywhere between these highs and these lows looks to be that zone that needs to hold. So I would be watching anywhere in this 594 to 596 to be a general buy spot on the markets today. I think a fantastic short under 594 today. Fantastic. Right? This would be a very clear shelf, that we would, if we lose this would be a very clear short in my opinion. 594 to 590 could be a nice 4-point short to look for today if we get under that 594, because there's just nothing there. That would be a beautiful short right back to 590. So I'd look for that. Look for this zone to hold. If that zone holds, we're going to push into 601. 601 was our previous rejection point, right? We go back to the Discord here. You can see right here, 601. We pull this up. This was our alert from yesterday, right? Look at this, 601, right? Perfect. Previous lows, gap fill, 601. There's your downside off of it. So that is for sure the level we watch today, 601 on the SPY. We're going to have to get above that. If we do not, then we're gonna see another rejection. So 601, be careful there. 594, 596, 590. Very nice. IWM, a little bit of a hold here. It looks like around that 223 to around that 222 area. It looks like that dollar range is sort of that demand where sort of everything looks. You can see how the markets look very similar today, guys, right? Everything's sort of the same right now. You have this same sort of buy demand zone that I would be watching across all indexes, all indices, all ETFs, right? You can see the same thing. So on the IWM, it's between 222, 223. You're going to want to see that hold strong. You can see the IWM rejecting at our 227 and our 120 SMA. So we could get an IWM that sort of gets stuck in here as well. Okay. What's Mr. Dow doing? Dow Jones held that 44K. That was beautiful. That was our level, 44. It looks like you are now just sort of channel bound on a 1,000-point range, 44 to 45. Okay. SMH just back in the shit zone as well. It really looks like the major levels on the SMH is 230 to 250. 230, 250. And you are now just dancing in between it. I'd say this gets decided off some of these, off AMD, off ARM, and off Qualcomm here in the next few days. That's probably a big decider for what happens here. All right. We got 3,100 people. Oh, nice. We got 1,000 likes. Wow. Shocking. You guys like the stream today. All right. Let's get into some technical levels on some individual equities. So, Tesla, really strong, just resiliency here. It's done like a little peekaboo down here, right? It's sort of dropped below this 380 level, but every drop below that 380 level, man, look at how it's getting bid back higher. So, there's there is some nice maintains, right, above that 380 spot on Tesla. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. An interesting, just ability to hold that level even through some very weak-looking price action. I would stay focused on what happens down here. There could be another trade, maybe back up to 400. And if we can get over 400, that's really where I would get involved, right? Over 400, I think, is a clear sign to get involved. Right over here, look for the break, look for the hold. That would really get me more interested. Hold back above these highs, back above that rejection. That would be the trade to look for if you want to stay, patient and wait for confirmation. If you want to get risky with it, if you want to get early, right, then you're looking at the 380, 385 zone to be your spot. But 400's the confirmation, okay? NVIDIA, 119 looks to be the spot that it needs to break today. Gap fill right here looks to be where it's rejecting. So pretty much NVIDIA just sort of held itself higher above that 115 demand yesterday, popped higher, pushed into 119, gap fill. It's pretty much the same thing with the market. So today, I'd say NVIDIA probably does not much. 115 to 119. I would say this entire zone is meaningless. Whatever happens in here is meaningless. Over 119 is good for that 200 SMA push. Under 115, probably we start to see the weakness step in again. So for me, I'm just going to be watching this zone right here between 115 and 119 today. AMD has earnings tonight, so I'm not interested in what's going on here. I will say the last day to make your decision. If AMD is ever going to push back higher, if AMD is ever going to find a backbone again, right? If AMD is not going to go down into the double digits pretty much, which is, let me see, what's AMD's expected move right now is $9. It would get pretty damn close to the double digits if we see a downside move. If this is ever going to come back, they're going to need to show something on this earnings, man. This is a very important earnings for AMD, I'd assume. Right? This is a very important earnings for AMD. AMD is going to need to show that they are not the piece of shit that everyone's been that it's the stock has been sort of showing. This is going to be a big one. So let's see what happens. I'm not going to get involved. Just not interested. But yeah, I have shares. No, I don't have shares. Holy crap. Yeah, that's right. I sold my AMD shares. Wow. Yeah, I just remembered that. Yeah, I'm not involved in this at all. I got nothing. I sold my AMD shares, and I think I threw them in Broadcom and TSM, which was a great idea. I mean, that ended up paying off great. I mean, I would much rather have my money in Broadcom and TSM than AMD right now. I think that was a good call. I think it could be a good call in general, right? Even if AMD comes back, I still think Broadcom and TSM are probably better places to have your money parked for the semiconductor move. So regardless, 113, I think there's just better, I think, for people, there's better places to invest their money. That could be a problem for AMD, right? It's just like, hey, I'd probably rather have it here. 113, 120, let's see. We're going to need to see something here. I have no idea. We're going to have to see on earnings. Broadcom, not a bad hold again of that 211 zone at the lows, but we need to get over 221.50. That's very clear. 221.50 is the breakout point. You can see right here, rejection yesterday, 221.50. That's the tough spot. We're going to need to get above that. For now, it looks like this is your channel. Right around that 211 to 220, about a 10-point range there on Broadcom. TSM, pretty much the same thing, man. A lot of these stocks are just sort of stuck right now. 208 to 200. There's an 8-point range on TSM. I really don't like anything here as of now. Maybe a 208 fail, right? You could look for that, or maybe a bounce off 200, but I really don't like anything there. Same thing like we just talked about Broadcom. I really don't like anything in these zones. So I think these stocks seem to be waiting for AMD. They seem to be waiting for ARM's earnings. They seem to be waiting for Qualcomm's earnings. I think that's going to be key. ARM, pretty much the same thing, guys. You have a very clear supply high at 163. You got some demand lows around this 155, 152 zone. But, I mean, just sort of sideways. So, yeah, I don't really like taking a large stance on these names today, right? I don't see much here. So, yeah, not a big fan of these semis today. Just really don't see an edge across any of them. SMH is sideways. NVIDIA is pretty sideways. AMD, pretty sideways within this zone. Broadcom, TSM, MU has been sideways. Again, another sideways semi. Don't really like that. Qualcomm, sideways. Yeah, I don't like any of them. So, staying away from that. ASML, again, sideways. 750 to 703. About a 50-point range. Yeah, TEM is an interesting name. I'll go ahead and talk about TEM today. This is actually the stock that I was setting alerts on before the live stream started. These are the alerts I have. 67. You break 67, you're going higher. Break and retest 61 could be a nice long entry, or break and retest to 57. So I'm watching all these levels. 61, 57, 67. I'm looking to see if there's any action at one of those levels today. Because if we look at this 4-hour chart, TEM over 67, there's not much, right? Over 67, there's not much here. I would watch that. All right, let's get into what everyone's... Oh, wow. Holy. Palantir. Man, oh, man. Wish I had more shares. I have 140 shares at 28. So, pretty good, but wish I had more. I have more HIM shares than Palantir. 97.50 would be your only entry point today. Or, actually, you know what? Or, it looks like over 104 maybe. Yeah, I would say either 104 if you get like just an intense, long over 104, or a pullback to 97.50. That's really it. 104, 97.50. Look for a hold above this high right here for more upside, or look for a pullback to these lows for more upside. If we break under this low, then we're going to see that downside, but I really don't know if I expect Palantir to gap fill today. If it continues to look like the way it's looking right now, I would not expect this gap to get filled, at least not in the short term. It might eventually over time, but I would not expect that today if it looks the way it looks right now. So 104, 97.50, those are your only two entries, man. Those are really your only two entries here. Sick. HIMS, next $100. Yeah, this is your next $100 stock, at least for me. This is my dark horse. You guys know that. I've been all over HIMS. We've been all over HIMS as a group. Run it up. Let's see. Himothy. All right. Let's go to some of the Mag 7 names. Meta, again, just a strong name. Probably strongest name on the stock market. Really, Amazon, Google, and Meta are the strongest names on the stock market. Meta yesterday, gap down to 660. What a hold that was. We got over the 680. Shout out Piff. Piff long that thing over 680 yesterday. Beautiful. Over 680. Squeezer to 700 again. I would say look for pullbacks to 680. Right? Pullbacks to 680. Or it looks like a hold over 705 is what you need. Over 705 or pullbacks to 680 would be my two trades. You could look for like a pullback to these lows around 690, but I'm not too much of a fan of that middle of the channel type trade. I would prefer, something at one of these major levels. So pullbacks to 680 long, over 705 long. You could look for the 705 fade today if you want. Yeah. Amazon, pretty much the same looking chart, to be honest. Amazon just consolidating sideways. Demands just keep holding. You can see right here, 233, 230, 230, great opportunities. 233 yesterday, great opportunities. Continue to look for opportunities at these two levels. They continue to show up. However, upside supply, 241. So we're going to have to be careful up into there, guys. At this point, risk reward's not really there for upside unless you break over 241. So I would say look for that pullback to 233 to be more likely of an opportunity. Google, sick name, has earnings tonight, so a little bit questionable on that, but has been a very strong name. You can see right here that 202, previous quadruple top high, has now turned into a very clear low. That's very nice, 202. Could see a little pop off that 202 today before earnings, very possible. And then 199, right? 199, beautiful level. So 202, 199. MRVL. Oh, okay, we're at the 110. Nice. Yeah, I'll be watching this MRVL here. That was a really nice long off the 105 yesterday. Let's see if it can hold this 110 spot today. This is what I'm going to be watching. 110 or 105, I think, are great pullbacks to watch. 110, 105. Watching that, MRVL. Apple. Apple's at the must-hold spot today. It's got to hold this 226. If I go to the hourly chart, take a look at this. 226. Right here, right here, right here. Apple's got to hold that. 226. Let's see. If Apple can hold that, maybe another pop back into the 233. But what did we talk about yesterday on the live stream? We talked about the 233 break and retest rejection. That was a sexy one. Break, retest, rejection. Perfect. That was really nice yesterday. CrowdStrike, really strong looking stock right now, CrowdStrike. I'm going to be honest. This is looking like a verge of a breakout type move. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm looking at here. CrowdStrike has been a beast. So right here, guys, you can see CrowdStrike. I'm going to delete some of these levels just to make this a little bit cleaner for you. CrowdStrike is perfectly holding this 390 to 380 zone. This 390 to 380 zone, guys, is previous highs right here. Look at this. See these previous major highs over here? Right? Look at how CrowdStrike is finding buyers within that zone. Right there. That is pretty legit. So, yeah, I would be watching CrowdStrike here. I'm actually very interested to see whether this squeezes today. 410 area, right, looks to be that high. I'm looking to see if this, you know, it sort of looks like a potential flag breakout. I'm definitely keeping eyes on this thing. 410, that's a very important hold right there. So if we continue to maintain in this zone, this is good for CrowdStrike. I would be watching this one. Yeah, APP on the verge of a breakout, it looks like as well. This is very interesting. APP. You guys can see a long-lasting consolidation on APP. Right? Really strong, you know, consolidation for the last 2-3 months. I'd say if you can get a solid hold over 370, there could be something here. Higher lows, higher lows. Can you hold over 370? That's what I would look for. Costco. Yeah, Costco. 1,000. We made it. Team Cost. We made it. Love it. 1,009 looks to be the high. I mean, what a break and retest of the 950. That 950. This is where we entered that long, if you guys remember. This was a break and retest long at 950. What a move. Costco, man. What a stock. PayPal. A little bit weak here on earnings. Did PayPal say anything about their honey platform on earnings? PayPal. I want to know if they said anything about earnings or about honey on their earnings. That whole honey scandal. You know? You don't think so? I'd actually really be interested to see what that, if they have to have provided a number about it. I need to look this up. I'll try to find it for you guys. Have it for tomorrow. They have to have mentioned something about that. Yeah, but right now it looks weak. I'd say it's got to hold that 82. If it breaks that 82, you might be looking at 76. I'm actually going to sort of look into this a little bit deeper. They're taking Q&A right now. I'm going to look into it. If they're getting lawsuits about it and it's a problem, that's something to be aware of. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's keep an eye on this thing. Under 82, this could get sort of nasty, guys. I would maybe look even for a short on this today if it can drop under 82. You might be looking at like that 76 spot. A lot of failures up here. Earnings dropping it. I'd say under 82. We keep eyes on that. MRVL's falling. Yeah, maybe some kind of news. I don't know. It's probably just some pre-market low liquidity movement. Let's see where it opens. Netflix, yeah, Netflix, 990. 990 guys, this looks like it's just begging to go. I would be watching this today. If we get a strong market, this thing is absolutely begging. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Let's see. This could be something to watch, guys. You guys know Netflix is a beast. A little bit of consolidation on Netflix is great. I would not forget. Don't sleep on this Netflix. Don't sleep on that. Keep an eye on that thing. Get those alerts set. Julian. I sold those puts yesterday. Thanks. Can we look at Walmart? I'm looking to short. Yeah, be careful, Julian, right? Really strong name. Really, guys, right? Julian, here's my recommendation, okay? Here's my recommendation, my brother. If I see a stock like this, okay? If I'm looking at a chart like this, guys, this instantly invalidates any short idea. Why? Right? Why? Because it's just such a short-lived trade. It's such a short-lived trade. And you know what, man? Right? Maybe you like find the exact top by the glory of God, right? You just find the exact top, right? And you just sort of get lucky and you just pick the exact top and it ends up falling for a substantial amount. Anyone that has done that over the last year is, in their grave, right? Anyone that has tried to pick a top on Walmart over the last year is in the grave, right? Just done. It's dead, right? So, Julian, I'd stay away from it, man. I don't think there's a reason to short this stock. It's obviously a monster. Look at this thing. This is probably the cleanest, just trustworthy, both stock and company. At the end of the day, it's Walmart. All right, Walmart ain't going anywhere. It's a tank, right? Yeah, it's a tank. So, yeah, I don't know if I touched the short side, Julian, but I appreciate the donation. I'd say stay away from it, man. That's my recommendation. Okay? That's my honest recommendation. All right, let's end this stream with GEV because GEV actually held up quite nice yesterday. GEV did a good job yesterday. I'm happy with what GEV showed me. GEV, again, a nice hold of that 350. It's just going to have to get above that 370 today. We're going to have to get above that 370. That's a nice little higher low there at 350. I would like to see if that can hold. If that can hold, that's good. Need to get over 370. Under 350, we could go back to that 100. All right. That's going to be it, guys. Are we rejecting on this market? A little bit, right? We're seeing those failures up here again. Near that 20 SMA, near that 21,560. Very clear. SPY, sort of failing. Sort of middle of the road here. 598. Sort of right in the center of the channel there. ES, right around that daily 20, right around that 60-40. QQQ. Yeah, just sort of getting stuck around, what is this? Like this previous high, 519, 520. But again, this is just middle of the channel stuff right now. So really nothing. There's no edge right now. Right? I really don't see an edge here. You need to be focused on the larger bands of this channel to really catch a nice trade. All right, guys, if you want to trade live with me every day, go ahead and check that link down below. Show me some interest in a potential, a much more formal learning environment that I'm trying to create. A little bit more formal than a Discord community. If you want to get some more information on that, there's a link down below that says Mentorship. I'm going to try to create a more formal environment for some people that really, really are focused. I'd like to be able to, actually talk to some people, right? Get on the phone, get on a Zoom chat with a small amount of people, really build some relationships. I think that's the last thing that I'm sort of missing is I want to build some relationships. I got a good relationship with you guys that come to the live stream. I know it's 3,000 people, but you guys that talk in the live stream on a consistent basis, I definitely know, like Margin, Vincent, Ponzi, Golf Nut, Paul. I mean, these are the same names. I see you guys more than I see my family. Pat, Carlos, you know. So I want to try to build a little bit more relationships out there. I think it'll go a long way. And if you guys want to get interested, you can check that out down below. All right. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love.